Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the Vault. Trust Christian, own nothing, control everything. Just want to thank you for tuning in live, listening to replay. The Vault audience, new listeners, old listeners, always appreciate you all for tuning in live, listening to replay, actually listening to the replays and actually making it a point to hit that like and a subscribe button every episode. For every long time listener, we always appreciate you all. Definitely please hit the like and a subscribe so we can continue to grow the channel. You've been a long time listener, allow others to grow through the algorithm, through the channel. Whether you're listening to the Vault podcast, this is actually episode 579, Family Business Trust Schemes. This has been a long time coming. This has been one of those ones that we're going to go ahead and clear up the air once again. Oh, Trust Christian Vault, are you a lawyer? No, it's not financial advice. We're having a conversation because as a trustee of your family estate, this is one of those conversations that may come up. And so this is definitely for all those trustees that are in the program. We're getting down to some tickets here. 13. It's actually less than 12 now. So feel free to reach out Christian at trustchristian.com. Once again, that's Christian at trustchristian.com. Or as well, you can hit the bit.ly / the Vault Workshop. You can scan the actual QR code. Feel free to register for the actual reserve your ticket actually for the workshop that we have, the asset protection and estate planning workshop. We definitely are going to have an enrolled agent there. Uh, a lot of people ask these questions about who's going to protect me, who's going to be the accountant. We actually have a tax service that is going to be hosting it, and excuse us, said Abundant Returns Tax Service. It's a company in the public that has quality talent, and we appreciate them greatly for Atlanta for the years of the relationship and wanting to continue to grow it. Worked out with numerous trustees now. Usually, higher end trustees enjoy that relationship because they want to actually pay to play. So we definitely appreciate that. There will be no same day ticket purchase. So just be very aware of that we always have sellout events before we even get started. So this is one of those things. It's going to sell out again as we always do. So we can always appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate that. Um, Once again, estate planning workshop. What is that? It's asset protection. It's actually coming up on August 24th. So you all have some time to feel free to reach out and get in contact with us. We also have a private banking specialist. People say, "Oh, I want to get into private credit. I want to get a credit attached to this and a credit attached to that." And then people talk about this insurance stuff. And we actually were sitting in front of somebody the other day, and they were talking about what could I show as $1 million asset? What could they show as an asset? Private banking specialist is very aware of what's an asset. Private sector. So Tiffany is awesome. Definitely look forward to her serving. Present to you all. Same thing with Larissa. Definitely appreciate that. And anyone else, we actually are working actually put someone else most likely on once we get down to more and more tickets. We're going to bring another powerhouse in as well. Want to cover as many bases as we can when it comes to trusteeship and the challenges that people run into. So let's hop into this episode, the Vault episode 579, Family Business Trust King. So just going to go ahead and, we've had trustees literally come on the line. First call, second call. Hey, Trust Christian in the Vault. I seen this thing about abusive trust and tax schemes. I want to know what's going on. Alrighty, let's talk about it. So you all can go to the page. They always talk about this business stuff, family trust stuff, all these other different things over the internet. Some people got certain philosophies. We have a system, ladies and gentlemen. It is private. It's not in the public. But let's talk about it. Because what happens is people don't know the difference between public and private. So they read over this information. First of all, the website that we got it from, the three-letter word, the I and the R and the S, they actually are a public organization. So we're going to go ahead and cover this information today. Let's go to it. You guys can click on the link. There are domestic entities and there are abusive schemes. So let's just start out with the business trust and we're going to work with that. And then we're going to move to the family residence one. This involves the transfer of an ongoing business to a trust. That's what they say a business trust is, so people can hear the thought process. Once again, it's coming from the three-letter alphabet boys website. Nothing wrong with it. It is what it is. People want to comply or not comply. Also called an unincorporated business organization. So yes, they come on the line. They ask us about these things. It says it's a pure trust or it's a constitutional trust. It gives the appearance that the taxpayer has given up control of his and her business. So you give up ownership or you gave up control? See how they got you right there? In reality though, trustees are other entities controlled by the taxpayer. See how they labeled you? Who are you? He or she still runs the day-to-day activities and controls the business income streams. So hold on. Did you give up control or is given an appearance that you gave up control? Such arrangements provide no tax relief, they say. The courts have held that the business income is taxable under a variety of legal concepts. Not clear, but very broad, including a lack of economic substance. Now, this is where the trustees, the insight comes in. They didn't knock the form, which is the entity. They knocked the economic substance. They call it a sham theory, comma, assignment of income. Oh, so you can't assign anything? Did you give up control or did you give up ownership? Or the arrangement is a grantor trust. Most trustees that come into the trustee training are in grantor type trust. In some circumstances, the trust could be taxed as a partnership. It's that simple, ladies and gentlemen. We're paraphrasing, we're reading from the actual website. You can reread that again. Very important to understand that. Are you a taxpayer? Taxpayer are income earners. Do you make income? Oh, Judge Christian Vote, I have a job. Are you an income earner? Are you earning personal income? Is it in your name? Is it in the name? So let's go down to the Family Residence Trust. It says Family Residence Trust. Taxpayers transfer family residence and furnishings to a trust. Doesn't say the type of trust, it just says to a trust. Okay. Which sometimes rents the residence back to the taxpayer. That's what, who told you guys that, to do that? Did your accountant tell you that? Did your lawyer tell you that? Or did you enroll in trustee training? The trust deducts depreciation and the expense of maintaining and operating the residence, including gardening, pool services, and utilities. The courts have consistently collapsed these type of trusts, taxing income to the taxpayer and disallowing personal assets. You want to know why they say it's a sham? Because you don't have any economic substance. It's not for it's not for personal purposes. Is it a personal expense or is it a business expense? Trustees say, oh, how do I not get hit with this? Do you have minutes? The minutes are the substance, the economic substance. What was the action that we were to take based off of the mandate of the contract? Ladies and gentlemen, here's the deal. If the government, quote unquote, the politicians, quote unquote, are trustees, do they have personal expenses that they charge the United States Trust, the government trust? Are they utilizing it for personal reasons? Did the contract say that they could that it will pay for certain things? Can we go further? We want to do asset protection. Trust that they have. This is on the website now. The trusts are promoted as a means of avoiding liability for judgments against an individual or business. Really? Be aware, however, be aware of any asset protection trust marketed as part of a package to reduce your federal income or employment taxes. The courts can ignore such trust and, and order taxpayers' property sold to satisfy the outstanding liabilities. This is what happens when you don't have a system. This is what happens when you read over this information very vague, very opaque, and then you get into what? You get into, am I talking to the right people? Am I dealing with the right people? That's what it comes down to, ladies and gentlemen. Are you dealing with the right people? Most people aren't. Abusive foreign trust. Here we go. Abusive foreign trusts are often formed in a foreign country to impose little or no trust, little or no taxes to the trust, uh, and also provide financial secrecy. So hold on, the abusive ones are formed in another country. What, is that all of them, or is that just the abusive ones? What are they giving you an idea? These are usually tax haven countries. Oh, is the United States a tax haven? Nah. Okay. Okay. Supposedly outside the jurisdiction of the United States. That's what they have. Typically, abusive foreign trust arrangements enable tax funds to flow through several trusted entities until the funds ultimately are distributed and made available to the original owner. Ooh. Are you the owner? Who's the owner? Purported tax free. In all actuality, the income from these arrangements is fully taxable. And they tell you that. Let's continue. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we do our best to go over this information with trustees and have these conversations. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listen, replay. Always appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listen, replay. Feel free to type any questions that you may have about this while we're live right now into the chat. We definitely can see any questions that you have. We'll give you a few minutes here to actually type your questions up into the chat and definitely go forward from there. I mean, you guys definitely want to go to the website of Abusive Trust Tax Schemes, Law and Arguments. Substance, not form, controls taxation. They just told you that. They also, what's so beautiful is we love going to the website because the first case they pulled up was Gregory versus Hellring, one of the most precedented cases ever. So, and then what's funny is if you read just their definitions on the website, that could deter you. This website is not to encourage you to be in a private position. You in a private position is not helpful to the gov. It's not. It's called the public. The gov is the public. It's not helpful to the gov if you personally are in a private position. So why are you upset? Why are you not feeling cool about it? Why are people not comfortable with the reality? Oh man, where am I going to get the help from? Trust Christian Revolt. Where are you going to get the help from? Once again, ladies and gentlemen, making it a point to focus on education. We actually have an enrolled agent at the workshop. She's been doing it for over 20 years. She actually defends you in court. So we're very confident in what we do at the Vault. And we appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening to replay. We make it a point to work with trustees in an educational capacity. If you want to focus on learning how to actually grow the family estate in the proper position, family business trust schemes, this episode is for you. Because this is one of those things people come on the line all the time. They don't know if they got a grantor type entity or not. They don't know if they're supposed to be the beneficiary and the trustee. They don't know if they should be the grantor and the trustee. They don't know the difference. So we work with them in an educational capacity. So you all can feel free to come to the workshop. Once again, the links are on the actual on the post here. At the same time, if you want to get a consultation, feel free to reach out Christian at trustchristian.com. Once again, that's Christian at trustchristian.com. Uh, Once again, ladies and gentlemen, where are you going to get the information to protect your family? Is the lawyer charging you? Where's the team? It's not that. It's the family. The family is going to make it a point to actually put the family in the correct position. They're going to find out and seek other families that they can work with. When people talk about the Federal Reserve, oh, the Federal Reserve, the Federal Reserve, wasn't it's called The Creature on Jekyll's Isle. There was a book created after actually the people that created uh, the Federal Reserve. actually have a PDF of that. Do they have a movie of this too? They got a movie of the creature on Jekyll's Isle, ladies and gentlemen. Interesting. Definitely make it a point to watch it. This is we don't know if it's the actual one, but ladies and gentlemen, this is definitely and it's more so about the book, ladies and gentlemen. Read the book. Definitely encourage people to read the book, because of the fact that this once again, the Federal Reserve was created by families. Families. Oh, it's 13 families trust. Well, guess what? That's called a sovereign wealth fund. So you can talk, but it's not about talking because they are the predominant producer of a fiat in the country. They were banked on the fact that first of all, you got to live by faith, not by sight. That's what the whole money is. It's faith. You have to have faith in the money. You have to have faith in the Federal Reserve. You have to have faith in the 13 families. But what happened to you creating the 13 families for yours and creating a private sovereign wealth fund? There are other families that didn't participate. There are other families that are still wealthy outside of that. Once again, the families are working together. It looks like a sovereign wealth fund. It was one of the first original sovereign wealth funds. One of the one of the modern ones that we can see. There's some families that came together. They said we'll put together a some people could call it manipulated. Excuse us. Some people could call it manipulated. We also could say it's a accepted fiat currency. When it is not accepted, like some countries have recently said, and people think that they can lose faith in the actual dollar, then what more is there to talk about? When you lose faith in the dollar, it won't be strong. But people have faith in it around the world. And some people say, "Oh man, the United States is going to go down. The money system's going to go down." Ladies and gentlemen, it didn't have the money system didn't get in place overnight, and it's not going to fall overnight. But you got to let us know. Please inform us who's going to what is going to replace that? Who's going to replace that? Are you holding gold and silver? Gold and silver is appreciated right now. That's not fiat, but they want to talk about fiat being trash. But then when we hear holdings, true holdings, real assets, house, excuse me, it's not house, gold and silver, precious metals, like something you can hold in your hand. You actually can take that, and it's market agnostic, it's country agnostic, period. But then when you travel around the world, people value that American gold a little differently. People value certain countries' gold a little differently. People value certain silvers a little bit differently. Whether it's the quality or where it got minted. That makes a difference. Are you holding one of the most valuable currencies in the world, gold and silver, from the United States? No. Why? Christian, no one told me. Trust Christian involved. No one told us to hold that. That's not a good solid base. Not only that, when am I gonna make money on it? If I keep putting my money into that, how am I gonna spend it? Family business trust schemes. Hold on. Is the family acquiring assets a write-off? We don't know that though. We don't know that. The family estate acquires things. What is a legitimate expense? That's what we're going to go over at the workshop. Christian at trustchristian.com. Once again, that's Christian at trustchristian.com. Feel free to reach out through the actual link. We have an enrolled agent in the room, so it's not a question of, oh, well, will you be able to get the most highest quality information when it comes to that particular subject matter? Simple. So we appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listen, replay. Feel free to reach out, Christian at trustchristian.com. Once again, it's Christian at trustchristian.com. Peace and joy.